Do you know what? Not everyone will like you, and that is perfectly fine. Whether it's because of something you said, a decision you made, or the way you present yourself, there will always be people who disapprove. But here's the truth. Being disliked doesn't mean you've done something wrong. In fact, it can be a sign that you are standing firm in your values, living with purpose, and refusing to blend into the anonymity of the crowd. Take a moment to reflect on this. Whenever you make a choice, voice an opinion, or pursue a goal, you will inevitably ruffle some feathers. It's part of being human. But what if I told you that learning to accept and even embrace being disliked could become your superpower? Today, we're diving into a subject that touches all of us. How can we gain the power of accepting that others may dislike us? We'll approach this through the lens of Stoic philosophy, an ancient wisdom that is as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago. In the next 40 minutes, we will explore why people dislike us, how it affects us, and most importantly, how we can use Stoic principles to transform this challenge into an opportunity for growth. Whether you're dealing with criticism at work, navigating complex relationships, or simply trying to stay true to yourself in a world of social media judgments, this is for you. We will share stories from both the ancient and modern worlds, provide actionable strategies you can implement right away, and by the end, hopefully, you will see being disliked in an entirely new light. So are you ready to embrace this superpower? Let's begin. First, let's examine why people may dislike us. It's a complex issue, but understanding the root causes can help us navigate it more effectively. Sometimes people dislike us simply because we are different. Maybe you have an unconventional career choice, or your lifestyle doesn't fit the typical mold of your community. Think back to when Steve Jobs dropped out of college to follow his passion for technology. Many, including his own parents, did not understand or approve of his decision, yet his willingness to be different changed the world. Other times, it's because we make decisions that affect others. Managers often face this when they must make difficult choices for the greater good of the company. Imagine being in a position where you must decide between laying off a few employees or risking the entire company's future. No matter what you choose, someone will be unhappy. Sometimes it's not even about us at all. People's dislike can stem from their own insecurities, jealousy, or misunderstandings. Have you ever encountered someone who seemed to dislike you the moment you met, before you even had the chance to say hello? Often this has more to do with them than it does with you. Now let's talk about how being disliked affects us. As social creatures, we are wired to seek approval. When we feel disliked, it can hit us hard. It can make us question ourselves, feel anxious, or even want to change who we are just to fit in. Think back to high school. Do you remember how it felt when the popular kids didn't like you? That deep pit in your stomach? The constant worry about what others think of us is exhausting, isn't it? What's worse is that these feelings don't completely disappear when we become adults. We simply become better at masking them. Being disliked can impact our self-esteem, our willingness to take risks, and even our physical health. Studies have shown that social rejection activates the same areas in the brain that physical pain does. That's right, being disliked can literally hurt. But here's the encouraging part. The impact of being disliked depends largely on how we respond to it. And this is where things get interesting. Common reactions to being disliked fall into a few categories. Some of us might try to change ourselves to please others. We might suppress our true personalities, hide our opinions, or give up on dreams that others don't approve of. It's like wearing a mask, always trying to be what we think others want us to be. Others might take a more defensive or aggressive approach, lashing out at those who dislike them. It's the "you can't fire me, I quit" approach to social interactions. And then there are those who withdraw. They might avoid social situations, stop sharing their ideas, or abandon the prospect of building close relationships altogether. This is a way of protecting themselves, but it can lead to isolation and missed opportunities. But there is another way to react, transforming being disliked from a weakness into a strength. This is where Stoicism comes in. Stoicism is an ancient Greek philosophy that has been helping people navigate life's challenges for over 2,000 years. At its core, Stoicism is about focusing on what we can control and accepting what we cannot. It's not about suppressing our emotions, but understanding them and choosing how to respond. When it comes to handling dislike, Stoicism offers a powerful perspective. The Stoics taught that we can't control what others think of us, but we can control our thoughts and actions. They believe that true happiness comes not from external approval, but from living according to our values and doing what we believe is right. Think about that for a moment. What if your worth wasn't determined by how many people liked you, but by how true you were to your principles? What if criticism didn't become something to fear, but instead became an opportunity for self-examination and growth? One of the key Stoic principles relevant to our topic is the idea of voluntary discomfort. The Stoics believed in deliberately putting themselves in uncomfortable situations to build resilience. In this context, that might mean learning to be okay with the discomfort of being disliked, knowing that it is strengthening you and keeping you true to yourself. Another important Stoic concept is the dichotomy of control. This means clearly distinguishing between what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions, and what we cannot, such as other people's opinions or external events. By focusing our energy on what we can control, we free ourselves from the tyranny of seeking constant approval. The Stoics also emphasized the importance of self-reflection. They believed in regularly examining our thoughts and actions to ensure that we are living in alignment with our values. When faced with dislike, instead of reacting immediately, a Stoic approach would be to pause and ask, is this criticism valid? Does it align with my values? How can I use this as an opportunity to improve? Let's look at a real-life example of Stoicism in action. Consider Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, who was also a renowned Stoic philosopher. Despite being one of the most powerful men in the world, he faced constant criticism and challenges. In his personal writings, later published as Meditations, Marcus frequently reminded himself not to be disturbed by others' opinions. He wrote, "This attitude allowed Marcus to lead effectively, make difficult decisions, and stay true to his principles, even when faced with disapproval." Marcus didn't ignore criticism, but he didn't let it control him either. He used it as a tool for self-improvement and remained focused on doing what he believed was right. So how can we apply these Stoic principles to our own lives? How can we gain the power of accepting being disliked? That's what we will explore next. The goal is not to become immune to the feelings of being disliked, but to learn how to navigate those feelings in a way that makes us stronger, more authentic, and ultimately more at peace with ourselves. Because at the end of the day, the most important opinion about you is your own. Stay with us as we dive deeper into this journey of self-discovery and empowerment. You are about to gain a superpower that will serve you for the rest of your life. Now that we've laid the foundation, let's explore the power of acceptance further. Why is accepting dislike so paramount? The answer is simple. You can't control what others think of you, but you can control how you respond to it. Think about it. How much energy have you spent trying to make everyone like you? How many times have you twisted yourself into knots, trying to please everyone? It's exhausting, isn't it? And the kicker is, it never really works. There will always be someone who doesn't approve. Accepting dislike frees you from this endless chase. It allows you to focus on what truly matters, living according to your values, pursuing your goals, and being true to yourself. When you accept that not everyone will like you, you will give yourself permission to be authentic. But here's where many people get stuck. They confuse acceptance with approval. Let's be clear. Accepting dislike doesn't mean you enjoy it or think it's okay for people to treat you badly. It simply means you acknowledge the reality of the situation without letting it control you. Imagine you are giving a presentation at work. You've prepared thoroughly, but you notice one colleague in the back row, arms crossed, clearly unimpressed with what you're saying. Acceptance means acknowledging that this person doesn't agree with you and continuing your presentation with confidence. It doesn't mean you must like their attitude or change your approach to win them over. Let's look at how an ancient Stoic figure dealt with criticism. Consider the story of Cato the Younger, a Roman statesman known for his unwavering principles. Cato often faced harsh criticism for his steadfast beliefs in a time of political corruption. One day, while speaking in the Roman Senate, a political rival became so enraged by his arguments that he spat in Cato's face. In Roman society, this was one of the gravest insults possible. The entire Senate fell silent. waiting to see how Cato would respond. What did he do? He calmly wiped his face and continued speaking, undeterred by the insult. He didn't retaliate, he didn't lash out, and he didn't back down from his position. Cato's reaction demonstrates the power of accepting dislike. He didn't let his rival's actions control him or distract him from his principles. He maintained his dignity and focus by accepting the reality of the situation without internalizing it. Cato the Younger's example powerfully illustrates the strength of accepting being disliked. In a defining moment in the Roman Senate, Cato, known for his unwavering moral integrity, was subjected to one of the greatest insults one could face at the time. His political rival spat in his face. In Roman society, this act of aggression was an affront to one's honor, and the entire Senate fell silent, awaiting his reaction. But Cato remained calm. He simply wiped his face, continued his speech, and did not let the insult sway his convictions. His composure in the face of public humiliation was a testament to the Stoic principle of maintaining self-respect and adhering to one's values, regardless of the external circumstances. Cato's reaction teaches us that accepting the discomfort of being disliked is not about passivity, but about staying true to ourselves, no matter the judgment or disdain others may express. This brings us to an important lesson. Criticism and disapproval, though painful, can serve as opportunities for self-reflection and growth. When faced with criticism, we have the choice to react with defensiveness or withdrawal, or we can use it to examine our behavior, to see if there is any truth in what's being said, and if there is room for improvement. The ability to reflect on criticism without internalizing it, without allowing it to define our worth, is a fundamental Stoic practice. Instead of viewing being disliked as a source of pain, we should reframe it as an opportunity for self-examination. In this way, every moment of adversity becomes a tool for refining our character, strengthening our resolve, and deepening our understanding of ourselves. However, not all criticism is equally valuable. Stoicism teaches us to discern between the constructive feedback that can help us grow and the hollow, unhelpful judgment that only seeks to diminish us. When we face criticism, it is crucial to ask ourselves, is this feedback specific and actionable? Does it come from someone whose opinion we respect or from someone whose perspective offers genuine insight? If the answer is yes, then we must accept this criticism with humility, as it will make us better. If the criticism is vague, unfounded, or delivered with malice, then we should release it, understanding that it does not belong to us. By focusing only on the feedback that is beneficial and dismissing that which is not, we protect ourselves from unnecessary harm and continue to grow. Let's consider the story of Elon Musk, a modern example of someone who faced widespread disdain, but used it as fuel for his mission. In the early days of Tesla and SpaceX, Musk was mocked for his bold ideas and unconventional approach. People called his ambitions unrealistic and his methods reckless. But instead of retreating or allowing this criticism to stop him, Musk used it as motivation to work even harder. He listened to the valid critiques, made improvements to his products, and proved his critics wrong by turning his audacious goals into reality. Musk's response to criticism exemplifies the Stoic principle of using adversity as a stepping stone for progress. He did not let the disapproval of others deter him. Rather, he transformed it into a challenge to be overcome. This shows that embracing dislike, rather than fearing it, can lead to innovation and personal achievement. So how can we apply Stoic principles to our own lives when we face the sting of criticism or disapproval? The first step is to build emotional resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from challenges without losing our sense of purpose or integrity. It is like training a muscle. The more we practice resilience, the stronger we become. One of the key strategies for building emotional resilience is reframing. Instead of seeing a negative comment as a personal attack, we can choose to view it as an opportunity to learn. Instead of thinking, they don't like me, I must be flawed, we can shift our perspective to, this person's opinion is simply one perspective, and it does not define my worth. In addition to reframing, we must practice self-compassion. When we are disliked, it is easy to become our harshest critics, to beat ourselves up for not meeting the expectations of others. But what if we extended to ourselves the same kindness we would offer to a dear friend? Instead of saying, "I failed," we could say, "This is a difficult situation, but I am doing my best. I will learn from this and grow." Self-compassion is not about excusing ourselves from responsibility, but about acknowledging our humanity. We are all works in progress, and we will make mistakes. The key is not to be overly critical of ourselves when we do, but to treat ourselves with the same understanding and patience that we would show to others. Alongside emotional resilience and self-compassion, setting and maintaining clear personal boundaries is crucial in protecting ourselves from the impact of others' judgments. Boundaries allow us to safeguard our dignity and emotional well-being. By setting boundaries, we prevent others from crossing lines that would harm us or disrupt our peace of mind. For example, if a colleague consistently criticizes your work without offering constructive feedback, you might say, "I welcome specific, actionable feedback, but I do not find general negativity helpful. Can we focus on suggestions for improvement?" Setting boundaries like this is not only a form of self-respect, but it also empowers us to engage in relationships and conversations that are productive and uplifting. Mindfulness and self-reflection are powerful tools that work hand in hand in building resilience and maintaining emotional balance. Mindfulness is the practice of being present in the moment, observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment. When faced with dislike or criticism, mindfulness allows us to pause and observe our feelings without being swept away by them. For example, the next time someone's disapproval stings, take a deep breath and notice how your body reacts. What emotions are arising within you? Simply observe these feelings without judgment, rather than trying to suppress or dismiss them. This moment of mindfulness creates space between the stimulus, the disapproval, and our response, allowing us to respond more thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Self-reflection complements mindfulness by encouraging us to regularly check in with ourselves. It helps us align our actions with our values. In moments of discomfort, such as when we face criticism, we can pause and ask, "Does this criticism align with my core values? Am I still acting in accordance with who I truly am?" When we are anchored in our values, we are less swayed by external disapproval. Our confidence comes from knowing that we are living authentically, and this confidence shields us from the sting of criticism. Even if others disapprove of our actions or decisions, we can rest in the peace of knowing that we are living true to our principles. Think about a recent situation where you felt disliked or criticized. Take a moment to reflect on it. How did you feel? Where did you feel it in your body? What emotions arose? Simply observe these sensations without attempting to change them or push them away. By acknowledging these feelings, you create an opportunity to learn and grow. Next, ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Is there any truth in the criticism that will help me grow? Or is this simply an opportunity to strengthen my resolve and stay true to my values? Setting clear boundaries, deciding what feedback is worth engaging with and what is not, will help you stay grounded and focused. Remember, the key is not to avoid feeling disliked or criticized. The goal is to cultivate the strength to face these feelings, learn from them, and continue forward with integrity. When you share a perspective or express part of yourself, especially in the world of social media, you will inevitably encounter opposing reactions. Sometimes you will face fierce criticism, constant judgment, and negativity. This is an inescapable part of living authentically and freely. Remember, in this vast world, no one can please everyone. The truth is, these reactions are not reflections of who you are, but of who they are. When you post a picture, share an opinion, or engage in a discussion, prepare yourself for the reality that not everyone will agree with you. The dislike and disapproval you face are not something to fear. Rather, they are a sign of your freedom, the freedom to live and express yourself. What matters is that you don't allow this criticism to shake your sense of self. You have the power to choose how you respond, and peace comes from remaining grounded in your own authenticity. So how can we truly maintain our ground in a world filled with judgment and disapproval? This is where the Stoic practice of setting clear boundaries comes into play. Boundaries are not about isolating ourselves from the world. They are about protecting our peace and integrity. By establishing boundaries, we safeguard our self-respect and shield ourselves from negative influences. We are not obligated to engage in every argument or debate, nor must we allow ourselves to be dragged into unnecessary conflicts. When you encounter criticism that adds no value, you have the right to disengage. For example, if a colleague continuously critiques your work without offering constructive feedback, you can set a boundary by saying, "I appreciate specific, actionable feedback, but general negativity is not helpful. Can we focus on suggestions for improvement?" In addition to setting boundaries, mindfulness is a powerful tool that helps us stay grounded amidst disapproval. Mindfulness is the practice of staying present and observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment. When we face dislike or criticism, mindfulness gives us the ability to pause and observe our reactions without being overwhelmed by them. Next time you feel the sting of criticism, take a deep breath. Notice how your body reacts. What emotions arise within you? Simply observe these feelings without judgment, rather than suppressing or denying them. This moment of mindfulness creates a space between the external event, the criticism, and your internal response, allowing you to choose a more thoughtful, measured reaction. Self-reflection goes hand in hand with mindfulness. It involves regularly checking in with yourself to ensure that your actions align with your values. In the face of criticism, instead of reacting impulsively, a Stoic approach would be to ask yourself, does this criticism align with my values? Is there something in this feedback that can help me grow? When you are secure in your values, external disapproval loses much of its power. It no longer has the same ability to unsettle you. Your confidence comes not from the validation of others, but from knowing you are living in alignment with your authentic self. Even if others disapprove of your actions, you can find peace in knowing you are staying true to your principles. Stoicism teaches us that true freedom comes when we release the need for universal approval. When we stop trying to gain the approval of everyone, we are free to be ourselves. We are free to speak our truth, pursue our passions, and live in accordance with our deepest values. This freedom is not a reckless disregard for others, but a recognition that we must first honor our own values before seeking external validation. This freedom doesn't mean we become indifferent to the feelings of others, but it does mean we stop allowing their opinions to dictate our actions. When you no longer fear disapproval, you become empowered to live with purpose and authenticity. You act not out of a desire to please, but from a deep commitment to your own values. And in doing so, you invite true respect from those around you, not because you seek it, but because you embody the courage of your convictions. One of the most profound benefits of accepting being disliked is the ability to make decisions based on what is right, not on what is popular. When you are overly concerned with being liked, you may avoid making difficult decisions or choosing the right path simply because it may not be well received. However, when you accept that dislike is sometimes inevitable, you free yourself to make decisions that align with your core beliefs rather than those that avoid conflict. This doesn't mean you disregard others' opinions entirely. Rather, you learn to prioritize your own values and integrity. You stop making choices based on what will garner the most approval, and instead you focus on what will lead to the most meaningful outcomes, both for yourself and those you care about. Whether in personal life or in professional settings, making difficult decisions becomes an act of strength and authenticity. Embracing dislike also builds resilience in the face of adversity. Every time you stand firm in the face of disapproval, you strengthen your emotional endurance. Resilience is not just about recovering from setbacks, it is about growing stronger in the process. Each experience of being disliked, each encounter with criticism, can help fortify your inner resolve, making you more resilient in the face of future challenges. This resilience is what enables you to persist when others might falter. It helps you maintain your course when the world is trying to pull you off track. In the end, it's not just about bouncing back from adversity, it's about becoming stronger and more rooted in who you are. You prove to yourself that no external opinion can undermine your integrity. Imagine if you could live every day without worrying about what others think of you, without the fear of being disliked or criticized. How would you live your life? This is the freedom Stoicism offers. You would be able to pursue your true passions, make decisions based on what's right, and speak your truth without hesitation. And in doing so, you would experience a peace that comes from no longer being shackled by the opinions of others. When you live this way, not only do you become free, but you also become someone others admire, someone who stands firm in their beliefs and is not swayed by every passing opinion. This kind of strength is magnetic. It attracts respect, not because you seek it, but because you are authentically yourself, no matter who may approve or disapprove. And here lies the beautiful irony. When you are no longer desperate for the approval of everyone around you, you begin to earn genuine respect. People are drawn to authenticity and quiet confidence. When you embrace the possibility of being disliked, you become the kind of person others look up to, not because you have conformed to their expectations, but because you have stayed true to your own principles. This confidence is not rooted in arrogance or in the need to be right, but in the peace of knowing that you are living according to your values. It is a quiet confidence that comes from self-acceptance and self-respect. As you grow stronger in this confidence, others will respect you, not because you seek it, but because you radiate authenticity. This journey toward embracing being disliked is not an easy one, but it is a journey worth taking. It is a journey of growth, self-discovery, and, ultimately, liberation. When you learn to accept being disliked, you no longer see it as something to avoid, but as an opportunity for growth and resilience. Every encounter with disapproval is an opportunity to reinforce who you are, to reaffirm your values, and to grow stronger in the face of challenges. Remember, this journey doesn't end today. It's a daily practice, a lifelong commitment to personal growth and inner peace. There will be challenges along the way. There will be moments when the sting of disapproval feels overwhelming. But in those moments, return to the words of Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Embrace the all-out mentality and transform your life in 30 days. Stoicism. The true man is revealed in difficult times. These words from Epictetus set the stage for the journey we are about to undertake. Imagine living each day with unwavering purpose, facing challenges with courage, and seizing every moment to extract every ounce of potential from your life. This is not some far-off dream, but a way of life that Stoicism calls us to embrace. Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it is a way of living, a lens through which we view life with discipline and unwavering commitment. Today, we will explore how going all out in everything you do can transform your life. But what does going all out really mean in Stoic philosophy? It does not mean burning yourself out or neglecting self-care. Instead, it means living with purpose, giving 100% effort in every action, no matter how small. Imagine you are washing dishes, a mundane task, right? But to a Stoic, this is an opportunity for excellence. Feel the water, inhale the scent of the soap, and take pride in each spotless plate. This is going all out in the everyday. Now let's break it down further. One key aspect of going all out is being fully present in the current moment. This presence is not merely physical, it is the ability to be fully engaged with what is happening without being distracted by external thoughts or worries. Next comes purpose, understanding why your actions matter. When you know why you are doing something, you gain the motivation and persistence to see it through, no matter the obstacles. And lastly, persistence, pushing through discomfort and distractions when life presents challenges. Ask yourself, when was the last time you truly went all out in something? How did it feel? In Stoicism, every action reflects your character. It is not about the outcome, but about how you show up in each moment. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, faced immense pressure daily. Yet he remained steadfast in self-reflection and living virtuously, even in the smallest tasks. What if you approached life like Marcus? Your job is not just a paycheck, it is an opportunity for excellence. Your relationships are not casual interactions, they are chances to embody loyalty and kindness. This shift in mindset is powerful. When you infuse purpose into everything, suddenly chores become character-building exercises, challenges become growth opportunities, and setbacks become lessons in resilience. Take a moment to think. What is one area of your life you could approach with more purpose today? He who sweats more in training bleeds less in battle. This Spartan warrior creed encapsulates the essence of going all out. Adopting this Stoic mindset is not just a philosophical endeavor, it has real-world benefits. 1. Discipline, like a muscle, grows stronger with use. 2. Focus, as you learn to cut through distractions. 3. Mental toughness. adversity becomes your teacher, not your enemy. We can look to a modern example of this mindset, Kobe Bryant's Mamba mentality. Kobe was not just a basketball player, he was a Stoic in action. He brought that intensity not just to his games, but to every practice, every drill, and every recovery session. The lesson here is clear. Greatness is not built in moments of glory. It is forged in the quiet moments when no one is watching. So how could you adopt this all-out mentality in the next 30 days? We all face the temptation of laziness, the voice that says, "I'll do it tomorrow," or "it doesn't really matter." But remember, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control. And what is fully within our control? Our effort, 100% within our power. So how do we push through the temptation? 1. Start small. Give 100% to a task that lasts only 5 minutes. 2. Visualize the process, not just the outcome. 3. Embrace discomfort as a sign of growth. Stoics often use voluntary discomfort to build resilience. As we wrap up this first segment, I challenge you to commit to one thing you are going to go all out on this week. No matter how big or small, what matters is your commitment to giving it your all. In the next segment, we'll explore how to push through pain and doubt the Stoic way. Stay tuned and remember, every moment is an opportunity to go all out. Coming up, we will learn how ancient Stoic wisdom can help us embrace failure and turn setbacks into our greatest teachers. Welcome back, fellow Stoics. In the previous segment, we explored what it means to go all out and its importance in Stoic philosophy. Now let's dive deeper into applying this principle to overcome our greatest challenges. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. These powerful words from Marcus Aurelius will guide our next topic, pushing through pain and doubt. Life is not always smooth sailing. We face obstacles, setbacks, and moments of intense doubt. But it is precisely these challenges that offer us the greatest opportunities for growth. Stoics did not just accept adversity, they welcomed it as a chance to strengthen their character. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once said, "It is not the things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them." Born into slavery, Epictetus faced unimaginable hardships, yet he did not let his circumstances define him. Instead, he used these struggles as a crucible to forge wisdom and inner strength. Epictetus taught that true freedom does not come from controlling external events, but from mastering our responses to them. It is how we face adversity that truly matters, and it is through adversity that we refine our virtues. So how can we embody Stoic resilience in our daily lives? Let us break it down into actionable steps. First, reframe your perspective. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, how is this an opportunity for growth? A simple shift in mindset can turn a burden into a stepping stone for progress. Second, practice voluntary discomfort. The Stoics believed in deliberately seeking discomfort to build resilience. This could be as simple as taking a cold shower, fasting for a day, or having a difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Third, focus on what you can control. In every situation, there are elements beyond our control, but Stoicism teaches us to focus our energy on what we can influence and to make the most of it. Lastly, embrace the process. Going all out is not just about the final result, it is about giving your best effort in every moment. Find joy and purpose in the journey, not just the destination. Let's consider a modern example of pushing through pain and doubt, the story of Malala Yousafzai. At just 15 years old, Malala was shot by the Taliban for advocating girls' education. Many might have given up in the face of such overwhelming adversity, but Malala, she went all out. She used this traumatic experience as fuel for her mission, becoming the youngest Nobel Peace Prize laureate and a global symbol for education rights. Malala's story teaches us that our greatest setbacks can become our most powerful platforms for change. She embodied the Stoic principle of turning obstacles into opportunities. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That's great for extraordinary people like Malala, but what about everyday challenges? That's a fair point. Let's bring this down to earth with a more relatable scenario. Imagine you're working on an important project at work. You've poured your heart and soul into it, but your boss isn't satisfied. They demand significant changes, sending you back to square one. How would you respond? The natural reaction might be frustration, maybe even anger. You might feel tempted to cut corners, but remember, we're going all out, the Stoic way. Here's how you might approach this situation the Stoic way. 1. Pause and reflect. Take a deep breath and remind yourself that this is an opportunity to showcase your resilience and adaptability. 2. Listen closely. Instead of defending your work, carefully listen to your boss's feedback. There may be valuable insights you've overlooked. 3. Reframe the challenge. Instead of viewing it as a setback, consider it an opportunity to create something even better. How can you use this feedback to elevate your work? 4. Give it your all. Approach the revisions with renewed energy and commitment. This is your chance to exceed expectations, to surprise both yourself and your boss with the quality of your work. 5. Learn and grow. Regardless of the outcome, reflect on what this experience has taught you. How has it made you a better professional and a stronger person? By approaching the now, let's talk about doubt. It's that nagging voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough or asking why you should even bother. Doubt can be paralyzing, but Stoics have a powerful antidote: action. Epictetus once said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." When doubt creeps in, the Stoic response is not to ruminate or overthink, it is to act. Take that first step, no matter how small. Action builds confidence, and confidence silences doubt. The lesson here is clear. Action is the antidote to doubt. When you're feeling unsure, ask yourself, what's the smallest step I can take right now? Then take that step, give it your all, and watch your doubt dissipate. Now let's address an essential aspect of going all out: learning from failure. In our success-obsessed society, failure is often seen as something to be avoided at all costs. But Stoics see failure as an integral part of growth, a necessary teacher that offers invaluable lessons. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, said, "I judge you unfortunate because you have never lived through misfortune. You have passed through life without an opponent. No one can ever know what you are capable of, not even you." Think about that for a moment. Seneca suggests that a life without failure is a life half-lived. It is through our failures that we discover our true strengths and capabilities. So how can we embrace failure as a stepping stone rather than a setback? Here are some Stoic-inspired strategies. 1. Separate your actions from your worth. Just because you fail at something doesn't mean you are a failure. Your success or failure does not determine your worth, but your character does. 2. Analyze, don't criticize. Instead of beating yourself up over a failure, approach it with curiosity. What can you learn from this experience? How can you use this lesson to improve? 3. Embrace a growth mindset. View each failure as a necessary step on the path to mastery. Remember, every expert was once a beginner and refused to give up. 4. Take responsibility. While it's easy to blame external factors for our failures, true growth comes from taking ownership of our actions and their outcomes. 5. Use failure as motivation. Let your failures fuel your determination. Use them as proof that you are pushing your boundaries and taking worthwhile risks. Thomas Edison provides a perfect example of learning from failure. Edison failed thousands of times in his quest to invent the light bulb, but his perspective on failure was revolutionary. He famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison's all-out approach wasn't about avoiding failure. It was about persisting through it. Each failure brought him one step closer to success. Edison exemplified the Stoic principle of seeing obstacles as the way forward. Now, I want you to think about a recent failure in your own life. It could be something major, or it could be something small. How did you react? Did you let it discourage you, or did you use it as an opportunity to learn? Imagine how different your life could be if you approached every failure with the mindset of Edison or the Stoics. What if you embrace failure as a sign that you are pushing your boundaries and truly going all out in life? As we wrap up this section, let's recap the key points we've discussed. 1. Challenges are opportunities for growth. 2. Voluntary discomfort builds resilience. 3. Focus on what you can control. 4. Embrace the process, not just the outcome. 5. Action is the antidote to doubt. 6. Failure is a teacher, not a final result. Remember, going all out isn't about being perfect. It's about giving your best effort in every moment, learning from your experiences, and striving to improve. In the next section, I want to challenge you to do something you might fail at. It could be trying a new skill, having a difficult conversation, or tackling a project you've been avoiding. Whatever it is, approach it with the Stoic mindset. Give it your all, be present in the process, and reflect on what you learn, regardless of the outcome. In the next and final segment, we'll explore why this all-out approach is truly worth it, and how it can lead you to a life of purpose, fulfillment, and inner peace. Welcome back to our journey of going all out, Stoic style. In the previous sections, we've delved into what it means to give your all, how to push through challenges, and the importance of learning from failure. Now let's tie it all together and understand why this approach is truly worth it. He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how. These words from Friedrich Nietzsche, though not a Stoic himself, beautifully capture the essence of what we're discussing. When you go all out in everything you do, you are not merely performing tasks or achieving goals. You are living with purpose. So why is it worth adopting this all-out Stoic mindset? Let me break it down. 1. Inner peace and confidence. When you consistently give your best effort, regardless of the outcome, you develop a deep sense of inner peace. This peace comes from knowing that you've done everything within your power. The Stoics called this state ataraxia, tranquility that arises from aligning your actions with your values. Imagine going to bed each night with the satisfaction of knowing you've given your all. No regrets, no what-ifs, just the quiet confidence that comes from living intentionally. This is the gift of going all out. 2. Resilience in the face of adversity. Life will inevitably throw challenges your way, but when you've cultivated the habit of going all out, you develop a resilience that can weather any storm. You've trained yourself to see obstacles as opportunities, to push through discomfort, and to learn from setbacks. Think of this resilience as a superpower. While others may crumble under pressure, you stand firm, ready to face whatever comes your way. This isn't about being invincible. It's about having the mental fortitude to keep moving forward, no matter what. 3. Continuous growth and improvement. When you commit to giving your all in everything you do, you are committing to a life of continuous development. Every task becomes an opportunity to learn, refine your skills, and improve yourself. This growth is not always easy. It often requires discomfort and challenge. But as the Stoic philosopher Seneca said, difficulty strengthens the mind as labor does the body. By constantly pushing your limits, you are shaping your skills and character. 4. Meaningful relationships. Going all out does not only affect you, but it also impacts those around you. When you bring your full presence and effort to your relationships, you create deeper, more meaningful connections. Your colleagues, friends, and family will notice the difference. Imagine the quality of your relationships when you are fully present in every conversation, when you genuinely invest in understanding others and consistently show up as your best self. This is the ripple effect of living the Stoic way. 5. A life of no regrets. One of the most compelling reasons to embrace this mindset is the promise of a life lived without regrets. The Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius advised, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." Going all out in every moment ensures that you are living a life true to yourself. You are not putting things off for a someday that may never come. You are not holding back out of fear or hesitation. You are living fully in the here and now. Now let's consider the cost of not going all out. What happens when we don't give our best? 1. Missed opportunities. When we give less than our best, we often miss opportunities for growth, connection, and achievement. How many times have you looked back and thought, if only I had tried a little harder? 2. Regret and self-doubt. Half-hearted efforts often lead to a nagging sense of regret. You are left wondering what could have been if only you had given your all. This regret can slowly erode your self-confidence over time. 3. Stagnation. When you don't push yourself to give your best, you're likely not growing. This leads to a sense of stagnation in both your personal and professional life. 4. Weakened resilience. If you're not regularly challenging yourself by going all out, You're not building the mental toughness necessary to face life's greater challenges. 5. Unfulfilled potential. The greatest cost of all is living a life that falls short of your true potential. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, how long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself? 1. Start your day with intention. Each morning, begin your day by setting your intention to go all out. You might find it helpful to incorporate a Stoic morning routine, which could include meditation, journaling, or simply taking a few moments to remind yourself of your commitment to living purposefully. Feel the awareness in each breath, the sense of being whole as you begin the day with a strong, focused mind, ready to face the challenges ahead. 2. Practice mindfulness. Being fully present in each moment is crucial to going all out. Throughout the day, take time to pause and center yourself. Focus on your breath, observe what's happening around you, and engage fully with each task you're doing. This helps you recommit to your actions, making each moment meaningful. This not only helps you stay focused, but also allows you to find peace in your full presence. 3. Reflect on your day. Take a few minutes at the end of each day to reflect on what you've done. Ask yourself, how did I give my best today? Did I hold back at any point? How can I improve tomorrow? This practice of self-examination is an essential part of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics use this practice regularly to ensure that every day lived was a step towards their own betterment, helping you stay on track and avoid losing your way. 4. Surround yourself with inspiration. Read Stoic texts regularly. Surround yourself with people who inspire you to be your best self. Create an environment that supports your commitment to going all out. The work you do, the books you read, and the people you meet will all impact your growth. Make sure you create a space that nurtures your drive and reinforces your pursuit of high goals. 5. Embrace discomfort. In order to grow, you must step outside your comfort zone. This is where you face your fears and confront challenges. As the Stoics taught, growth happens in the uncomfortable spaces. Embracing discomfort will make you more resilient, teach you how to stand firm in the face of adversity, and show you how to overcome what you fear. 6. Celebrate your efforts, not just the results. Take time to celebrate the effort you've put in, not just the final outcome. This helps you stay motivated and committed to the all-out mindset. This reminds you that the process is what truly matters, and the efforts you make along the way are what create lasting change in your life. 7. Be patient with yourself. Remember, adopting this mindset is a lifelong journey. There will be days when you fall short of your expectations, but the key is to treat those moments as opportunities for growth, not as failures. The Stoics taught us that every failure is just a part of the path towards self-improvement. The important thing is to stay committed and persevere in this journey. 7 things jealous people always say jealousy is the silent saboteur, lurking in everyday conversations. It is not merely a feeling of desire, but in truth, a reflection of someone else's inadequacies and insecurities. You have experienced it yourself, haven't you? That moment when you share a win, big or small, and instead of receiving congratulations, you are met with a comment that feels like a slap wrapped in velvet. We often think that these words are meant to hurt us, but in reality, they are not. Jealous words are not an attack on your success, but an attempt to soothe the discomfort of the one who speaks them. They cannot face the truth that you have succeeded, so they undermine your achievement. They cannot share in your joy, your fulfillment, because in their eyes, your success is a burden, a contradiction to their own feelings of helplessness. As those who walk with purpose, we must learn to see through these words without allowing them to disturb the peace within us. As Marcus Aurelius said, the world is in a state of constant flux, and you have control only over your response. It is up to us to decide that we will not allow these meaningless words to affect us. Therefore, instead of responding with anger or frustration to such negative remarks, we must learn to view them with patience and understanding. Remember, jealousy is not a criticism of you, but a clear sign of insecurity in the one speaking. Only when we maintain inner peace and act rightly can we truly achieve lasting success. 1. Must be nice to have everything handed to you. The phrase "must be nice to have everything handed to you" may seem like an innocent observation, but beneath it lies bitterness, a deep-rooted envy. What they are truly saying is, your success is not deserved, It's simply the result of luck. They dismiss your effort and hard work, choosing to believe that your success is merely a product of external factors beyond your control. This is a clear example of how insecure individuals diminish the achievements of others to soothe their own discomfort. They cannot accept that success comes from relentless effort, sleepless nights, sacrifice, and perseverance that you have put in. Instead, they choose to believe in luck as an excuse for their own complacency or inadequacies. When confronted with such remarks, instead of feeling insulted or angry, we must understand that these words do not reflect the truth about us. As Epictetus wisely stated, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Respond with patience and composure, affirming gently that success is earned through hard work and that anyone can achieve it if they are willing to change. 2. You're lucky. The phrase, "You're lucky, I could never do that," may at first appear as a compliment, but read between the lines and you'll uncover the envy that lies beneath. What they are really saying is, I choose to view your success as something unattainable, so I don't have to try. A few years ago, when I embarked on a new fitness journey, I transformed my routine, my mindset, and ultimately my health. I took pride in the progress I had made. But when I shared this with a friend, their response was, "You're lucky to have the time for that. I could never do it with my schedule." Lucky? I wasn't lucky when I dragged myself out of bed at 5 a.m. to hit the gym. I wasn't lucky when I passed on late-night snacks for weeks. Luck had nothing to do with it. Commitment did. But to them, dismissing my progress as luck made it easier for them to stay comfortable in their own inaction. Imagine an artist unveiling a masterpiece, only to hear, "You're lucky to be so talented. I could never draw like that." What does that imply? That talent is innate, effortless. Never mind the years spent honing their craft. When someone attempts to reduce your hard work to mere luck, you can gently remind them of the effort that went into it by saying, "Lucky? Not really. I just made it a priority." You could do it too if it's something you truly wanted. This not only affirms your efforts but shifts the focus back to their own lack of commitment without being confrontational. 3. Let's see how long this lasts. The phrase, "let's see how long this lasts," is an expression of skepticism, a subtle form of mockery disguised as caution. It's a way that envious people try to diminish the value of your success by casting doubt on its longevity. They cannot bear your success, so instead of congratulating you, they attempt to make you feel that your achievement is fleeting, unworthy, and transient. In truth, those who utter this phrase are often the ones too afraid to face challenges themselves. They sit idly by, watching the lives of others from a distance, criticizing rather than acting. They lack the courage to step into the arena of life, to take risks, and they hope your failure will validate their own choice to remain in the safety of inaction. As Seneca wisely said, "It is not failure, but the unwillingness to try that is truly frightening." When someone doubts your success, instead of reacting with anger or frustration, stand firm in your own belief and continue on your path. You may respond gently, saying, "I'll be here long enough to surprise you." 4. If I wanted to, I could do it better. The phrase, "if I wanted to, I could do it better," is characteristic of those who lack the courage to act. It is their way of dismissing your success, turning it into a mere hypothetical statement with no real value. These individuals never actually attempt anything. They merely imagine a potential outcome that they believe they could achieve if they truly desired. Sure, if they truly wanted to, they might be able to do it. But instead of taking action, they choose to make such statements as a means of preserving their dignity, so they do not have to confront their own fear of failure. They lack the courage to begin the work, so they hide behind words to soothe their own insecurities, masking their lack of resolve in apathy in their actions. As Seneca once said, "It is not the actions of others that should determine yours." When someone tells you, "If I wanted to, I could do it better," do not allow their words to sway you. Respond gently but firmly, affirming that you have put in the effort and dedication to achieve your success, and that anyone can do the same if they have the determination and courage. Then continue with your work, unaffected by their words. The psychology behind these jealous remarks is clear. It is insecurity. When faced with someone else's success, the envious feel their own inadequacies become more apparent than ever. They cannot bear seeing someone else progress because it highlights their own stagnation. Rather than confront the reality that they have not put in enough effort, they choose to belittle and deny your achievements. As Epictetus taught, we cannot control the events that happen to us, but we can control how we respond to them. When faced with jealousy, understand that this is not your issue, but theirs. Do not allow their words to disturb your inner peace. Approach these situations with understanding, patience, and respect for yourself. Remember, the jealousy of others is merely a reflection of their insecurity and lack of self-confidence. Do not allow their words to affect your progress. Instead, use it as fuel to continue striving and reaching for new heights. Jealousy is a sneaky emotion. It hides within the words of many who do not even recognize it. When you hear phrases like, "must be nice," or "if I wanted to, I could do it better," we must understand that these are not criticisms of us, but clear signs that the other person is struggling with their own insecurities. They cannot bear your success because it highlights the lack and discomfort in their own lives. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "Nothing is good or bad except in the way we perceive it." This is the key to protecting ourselves from the negative effects of jealousy. You cannot control the actions of others, but you can control your response. When you realize that jealousy is not an attack on you, but a reflection of someone else's lack of confidence, you will feel free and unburdened on your own journey. Do not allow the jealousy of others to bring you down. Continue to pursue your path, always holding on to your self-belief and relentless effort. Your success is not for them to dictate. Ultimately, jealousy is nothing more than a reminder of the weakness within others. These words are not a reflection of you, but a mirror reflecting their own insecurities and self-doubt. The important thing is not to let these words shake your belief in yourself. As Marcus Aurelius taught, "I cannot control what happens to me, but I can control how I react." Stand firm, maintain your confidence, and keep moving forward. Let your success be the most powerful response to the jealousy of others. While they are busy speaking about you, you are out there winning. As Epictetus wisely said, "We can only control ourselves and our actions. What others think of you is none of your business." 5. You're always so lucky to have it all. When you hear the phrase, "you're so lucky to have it all," it may seem as if the speaker is acknowledging your success, but in reality, it's a veiled dismissal of the hard work and sacrifice you put in. This statement is not a recognition of your achievements. It is the insecurity of the other person, disguised as admiration. It is a sign of jealousy, not because they truly believe you are lucky, but because they feel helpless in their own life. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor, once said, "The important thing is not what happens to you, but how you deal with it." This reminds us that success is not a product of chance, but of consistent effort and resolve. If you find yourself achieving something, don't let comments like this lead you to believe it was mere luck. In fact, it is the result of perseverance and wise action. When someone says, "You're lucky to have it all," it is important that you do not let these words deceive you. They don't see the long nights you spent awake, the times you had to turn down social invitations to focus on your goals. As Epictetus wisely put it, "We cannot change what has already happened, but we can change how we respond to it." If you hear such words, don't feel as though you have been blessed by mere fortune. Remember, you've built everything through persistent effort and unyielding choice. And when someone says this, you can respond gently but confidently, "Thank you, but this is the result of effort and determination." You could achieve it too if you chose to. 6. It's easy for you, you don't have any problems. The phrase, "it's easy for you, you don't have any problems," is often spoken by those who fail to understand the struggles and challenges you faced. This statement assumes that your success has come without any obstacles, and they refuse to acknowledge the effort and perseverance you've invested. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoics, once said, "Do not let what is beyond your control disturb your mind." This statement emphasizes that life is not always smooth sailing, and we must learn to face challenges without allowing them to defeat us. When someone says, "You don't have any problems," in reality, they fail to see the difficulties you have faced in the shadows. They don't recognize that you too have moments of doubt and struggle, but you've learned to overcome them and keep moving forward. We cannot change how others perceive us, but we can control how we respond. The truth is, life holds challenges for everyone, but it is our attitude toward them that makes the difference. Do not let comments like this make you feel guilty for your success or cause you to doubt your worth. Seneca also said, "We cannot control all circumstances, but we can control how we respond to them." Remember, you are not the only one facing challenges, but it is how you overcome them that sets you apart. When someone says you don't have any problems, respond calmly. Everyone has their own challenges. I simply choose to face them without letting them stop me. 7. You always seem so confident, I could never be like you. When someone says, "You always seem so confident, I could never be like you," it is a clear sign of envy, but also a misunderstanding of what true confidence really is. They believe that confidence is an innate trait, not realizing that it is built over time through experience, challenges, and persistence. True confidence is not the absence of fear, it is the ability to act in spite of it. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, taught, "Courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to face it." It is this courage to face difficulties, mistakes, and failures that builds the solid foundation of your confidence. Every time you overcome a challenge, whether large or small, it is a step forward on your journey of self-growth. When someone says they could never be as confident as you, they are really denying their own potential for growth. Everyone can learn confidence if they have the courage to take the first step, even if it's a small one. No one is born confident, and confidence comes from the continuous process of improving oneself and accepting failure as part of the learning experience. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Do not be disturbed by the insufficiencies of others." This reminds us that everyone has their own journey, and your confidence is not something others can instantly replicate. If someone feels a lack of confidence, be patient with them and encourage them to trust in their own potential to grow, rather than comparing themselves to others. You might gently say, "Confidence comes from facing and learning from failures. You can achieve this too if you are truly determined." Thank you for watching our video. If you find this video valuable and meaningful, please share it with your friends and relatives. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos from our channel in the future.